Okay, y'all, so I don't even want to tell you what day that we are on. I've lost count. And what I will say, and I'm not making excuses up, is it rained for about 2.5 days. I had to go down to my hometown for about 3 days. And then I was just multitasking. So today was the day that I said, okay, will you please get done with just this? And so today I felt like it was an awesome fall day to create a new garden bed in the ground to go right in front of our raised garden beds that we recently had built. Now I am doing this the long, the slow way. And what I can tell you is that, yes, this is really some red clay soil that I had to work over time. And so that's why it took me a few days, because I really had to give myself some rest. So little by little and bit by bit, we were able to create a new garden bed. So make sure you keep watching till the end so that you can see what this once space of grass will turn into. A lot of earthworms in our soil, which is always a good sign. But if you look over to the left, we also had a lot of grubs in our soil as well. And a fun fact is the grubs are going to turn into beetles, which will take nice big sized chunks out of your leaves, which is not a good thing. So we have removed as much grass as I could for this area. So we have this area all ready to go. The next thing I want to do is to add some garden soil and also some compost to this area, because I always like to give my plants a great start. Now this is the part that really takes me the longest, y'all, because I will switch and change on you in a minute. One way I'll look at something, I'll walk in, or I'll start doing something else and walk back and I'll change again. But make sure you stick around to the end so that you can see exactly what we planted in this space right here. Feeling a few drops of rain, so I'm going to try to hurry up, y'all. This is what I say about me, and I'm going to work on myself and I'm going to do better. So as I was putting everything together, first let me tell you about the snapdragons. So I love this color. I absolutely love it. But there was this lady there. She got all of them but 4. I couldn't say nothing to her because I would have did the same if I needed it. And whatever she was doing, it was going to be beautiful. She had so many beautiful combinations. So I thought snapdragon would be pretty. So I just went to 2 of the big box stores. They didn't have any, but I went to this garden center the other day and I remember seeing the Dusty Millers. The big box stores only have yellow snapdragon. So this has taught me a lesson. I will be starting my own seeds with the colors that I want. Now, I was able to find these, but a lot of them looked a little on the sad side, just a little bit. And they had mostly yellow and white. So I was able to find four of the rows that looked okay. But we're gonna get them planted, get them watered. And what I may do is fill this area up with some tulip bulbs. We bought some tulip bulbs and they're pink and purple and white. So I may just put some here because we've had this phlox in the old garden, and I'm not sure which, the width is almost about 2.5 feet, but I'm not sure which way it's gonna be in width. Now the other one in the other garden went wide that way, but we're just gonna fill it up and we'll adjust it as we need. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this planted before it rains. I still have to add mulch, but I'll do that later. And y'all, I still got to work on this side. I haven't even broke ground with this one, but it's okay. This really didn't take me long. I just stopped because I wanted to get my garlic and my onions planted in the ground, and we had to break a new ground for that too. Those are going to be in the ground. So let me stop, because this is why a lot of the video is kind of like me voicing over. Okay, y'all, so I don't even want to tell you what day that we are on. I've lost count. And what I will say, and I'm not making excuses up, is it rained for about 2.5 days. I had to go down to my hometown for about 3 days. And then I was just multitasking. So today was the day that I said, okay, will you please get done with just this? And so I'm going to turn the camera around, because now what I want to do today, maybe in the morning, probably in the morning, is put a couple of garden decor items out that y'all know. When I find sales, I think about the garden, and I also think about how it would look in the garden. So I'm going to show you what I got, but first I'm going to show you how everything turned out, because at first I was just going to show you like the one bed, but I just went ahead and I worked slowly but surely for about 3 days on starting the other bed. So let me turn around, let me show y'all what is happening. Okay, so let's start right here. So this was the initial bed that I was planting, and I really did have a hard time this year finding the color snapdragons that I wanted. And so this is just a public service announcement that I'm going to make sure that I start my own snapdragon seeds before, so that I don't have to worry about like going from I really went to a lot of places, y'all, to try to find these snapdragons. And then when I was in my hometown, I saw these right here, so I picked those up. So make sure that you're that you hit the subscribe button, because I'm actually going to use the rest of those in a container that we have almost set up to go. But it was really hard. It was a little bit hard to find the Dusty Millers as well. And so what I did was just fill these areas in with the ornamental cabbage, and then we have the pansies that are right here, which I really love this color. And already I need to come in here and deadhead, but let me tell y'all real quick. Okay, hold on, let's back it up. So I saw a sign at the local recycling center, because we went there before to like take our boxes there as we continue to unpack. But I passed by the other day and I saw a sign that said free mulch. So I went there the other day, and I didn't really know how much I needed. I'm going to ask Chris to go back with the trailer, because I only had the pickup truck. So I'm gonna ask him to go back with the trailer and get even more. So this right here, I thought this would be perfect for my walkways, which it is. So right along here, we picked up this free mulch, because I've learned that either you need to source it at the the places that sell them, like by the is the cubic feet, half a ton, wherever I've learned, versus buying them like in the bags. So this worked out good, but it just did not fill up everything that I needed. So I'll just have him go back with the trailer. But what I did do, y'all, so that I could just get done with this and move on to the next thing, is I did buy a couple bags of the cypress mulch that is at the big box stores. So we just really kind of mirrored this side right here, which I knew I was going to do, but everything as far as measurements I was eyeing. And when I say I was eyeing it, once I stepped back, I was like, ooh, this one is a little bit longer and it's okay. And I think it's a little bit wider, but it's okay, because once the plants grow together, you really won't be able to tell a big difference. But in the meantime, let me show y'all what I got as far as garden decor. Now, I put this rain gauge. I already had that that I unpacked, so I thought this would be perfect right here. I also have some lighting, two different type of lights. Y'all know how I am. I got to put both of them up and see which one I like best. But then let me tell you what I bought like earlier. This was this season while we were in the process of moving and I needed something to do. So Hobby Lobby had 75% off. And so I picked up, let me just sit it right here. I picked these up. This is the LED solar crackle glass stake light. But it was like 75% off. So I picked 3 of these up right here. So I just felt, since I went a little bit wider on this side, that I would actually, you know, just kind of maybe put that there as garden decor. I also have my bunny that I brought with me. He used to watch over the garden. I have him, so I don't know if I'm going to leave him where he is or put him there and then just the light. So still some ways to go, y'all. Still some ways to go, but I just wanted to get done with this. That's it, and let it grow. Now, these two are the phlox, and they're perennials. And the reason why I spaced them like I did, because they get about 3 feet wide, and they did in the last garden, and I think I shared that. So they get about 3 feet wide, but so I just put some annuals here to kind of fill up the space until they get their mature height and width, and then that way I will see what I will be placing, let's just say like next spring, like how I'm going to do it. So these are just kind of like filler plants for me. And then I actually had to spray this little guy right here, but hopefully he will bounce back. So this is the start to what I would say like the entrance of the garden. I want y'all to hit the subscribe button, because next we're going to tear these containers out. I'll link that video where we planted them. This was a good learning lesson, and someone actually put in the comments that they planted these purple sweet potatoes like in the ground, and they were great ground cover, which I can totally agree. But if y'all see, like, it seriously took over. It took over the plant. Like, these are kind of holding their own, but the vincas right here, honey, they like, can I please see the light? Could you please let me see the light? But they're doing great, but I just want to change it out into something more fall, which is why I want to go ahead and get all of the containers planted, because I have a few like what you would call leftover plants. And so I want to see what I have, because let me tell y'all this real quick. I did so good today, because I went to the store and I was like, you better not pick up another plant until you get all of those plants that are on this patio planted. So that is what I'm doing. So again, glad I got this done. We just got to fill in the mulch. They're going to grow really pretty. Now, what I am going to do with this phlox, I'll let it grow for a little bit longer. Y'all know when I plant my perennials, I plant them so that they can develop good root growth, but I will cut this back. Once it kind of goes dormant, I'll cut it back so that it doesn't get leggy. And then these plants will probably grow, but like do a slow growth over the fall and winter months. I really need to come in here again and re-edge. Y'all see I got my edger over there. So I need to re-edge this right here. And like I said, it's gonna be a little uneven, but it's still gonna be pretty. Some things you just gotta let go and just keep going. So finally got it done, y'all. This is the results. We still have to do some mulching. I still got to show y'all some things that I've made yet another place in the ground, because I have got to call Renew Urban Gardens out here. I'm thinking maybe in a couple of more months I'm going to get them out here. But when I get them out here again, I think I want them to just go ahead and do the whole thing so that I don't have to call them out here anymore. So that means what my thought process is to get 4 more of these raised beds done and to do what's called a courtyard right through here. If you can see, I have been doing little work, little by little. That's one of the containers we're going to use. And then I put a wind spinner back there in the back. But when Chris has to go across the street and he has to get the guy to come on with this tree. I saw him today and I wanted to go over there, but I was like, you need to get done with this right here. But we're going to get him on these trees right here. Because I was, again, kind of moving ahead with the fruit trees. But I feel like if I can get this done, then I can start planning for the fruit trees and this area right here. I've already been online looking for a greenhouse. Just got to find the right one. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.